Welcome back. More than half of the country's cranberries are grown right here in Wisconsin, but much of the precious produce relies on the pollination of honeybees, a species that has been on a dangerous decline. Researchers at UW say wild bees could be the answer, and a more affordable one at that. We won't see the harvest for another couple of months, but to get cranberries, you must first have...
They're especially good cranberry pollinators.
Bees.
Relying on single species is risky, especially when pollination is so important to us. 1 in every 3 bites we eat is dependent on pollinators.
Hannah Gainsday at UW-Madison has crafted her thesis around bees and bogs.
With the recent declines in honeybees, prices have been going up and the growers are a little nervous about where they're going to get their pollination from.
She says farmers are paying upwards of $600 an acre to bring honeybee hives onto their fields. And growers admit pollination is pricey.
Renting honeybee hives is one of our largest costs that we have.
Being able to see a box of bees actively going out to the flowers is sort of reassuring that pollination is happening.
But there may be another, better solution to the pollination problem.
And there are a few specimens of all of these different species.
The bees that, when alive, don't come from a box.
Any way we can attract native pollinators is going to be a benefit to us.
Gainsday argues wild bee populations are more efficient at pollinating cranberries, and they aren't as susceptible to pesticides, disease, and other issues that have depleted the honeybees over the last decade.
We found almost 200 species of native bees just in cranberry, which is a pretty impressive number of species in one crop.
There are still concerns about those native species getting the job done and not bringing invasive weeds to the field in the process. But at the very least, it's a buzz farmers don't have to buy.
With one species, if something happens to that species, it could be a huge problem.
Gainsday says native bees thrive in wooded areas, and without protective hives, well, they need a habitat. She says farmers need to provide nesting and food resources to help bring those natural pollinators to their fields.